What's the crack? What's the bleeding story? We're wrecking the fucking gaff. Get in! Fuck me. This club drives you fucking mental. That's all I'll say. Bleeding start, 2 weeks ago, we're losing fucking games left, right, and centre. And then we come out and bleed and beat fucking United. It's fucking crazy. United Chelsea in the last few games. I don't know. It's mad. I said it before. United were fucking shite, the last few weeks. And, today they were no better. I sort of think, just my own opinion. I thought that fucking Tavares was useless today. I know he scored, but he was useless, and everything was coming in on that side again. I think there's a big time replacement need on the left hand side for a backup to Tierney. Because Jesus Christ, Smith Rowe as well. I thought that it affected his game as well, and that's why he was taken off, because Tavares was just all over the place at the back. You know, um, I reckon, the handball. What the fuck was that about? Really, Jesus Christ, it was just disgraceful. United had loads of chances. That penalty, Jesus, that was a fucking disgrace. I'm sorry. It's an embarrassment to footballers out there that take penalties, because that run up and bullshit like that, fuck off. Like, really, fuck off. If I'm a United fan, I'm losing the plot. And that's bollocks. Bruno, fucking little dancing step. Ask me bollocks. If that was me, I would have nearly fucking ran on the field and loafed him. Because I'll tell you, you just have to run up and blast the fucking thing into a corner, pick a corner, go with it, stick with it. That's what you have to do. This running up and everything like that is a joke. And if I was a Man United fan, I'd be fucking losing the plot. Because if that goal went in, game was completely changed for me. United would have came out. I think Ronaldo would have actually got a winner. And it was a big decision in the game. The first goal, anyway, Tavares looked done well. Yeah, ball whipped in, got the goal, happy days. Couldn't ask him. He was in the right place, and he kept following it in, going in all the way with it, and fair play to him. I actually thought, and it's not the Tavares show here today. I actually thought he was fast, but that young fella Elanga, he's fucking quick. He was fucking running really fast ahead of him, and Tavares is fast. So you'd have a good player there. They should actually sort of try and look to build a team around, you know what I mean? The second goal, was it a goal, a penalty, offside? It was a bit crazy. I thought it was a bit of a sort of a push in the back. Like, a defender can't be really doing that in the box, sort of leaning in on a player. The player's just going to go down, and they're going to get a penalty straight away. It was a bit silly of the defender to do that, and I know he sort of fell into him, and that happened. You know what I mean? The offside fucking rule, these split, like, I hate that. Like, if you're a fucking small bit over the line or offside or not, too big of a decision to make. Like, why not have a camera that's above the stadium and you can see the direct line? Not this sort of an angle looking like that. I don't think they get it exactly right, being honest. That's just my opinion. Um, but Ronaldo's goal, fucking great goal. Very good goal. Bad defending. It was bad defending, actually, for the two teams today. I thought United's defending was a joke, and Arsenal's was a joke as well. And for the first goal, actually, Varane, what the fuck, like, and Lindelof, the two of them, I think it was Lindelof, fucking awful defending. Jeez, I thought Varane would have been an answer for United. I'm not a Man United fan, I don't know, but Jesus Christ, he's is he the answer long term? I don't know. The third goal. Now, actually, before I even say that about Shaka, the yellow card he got, I nearly smashed my telly in, because I could just see, why the fuck did he just get the ball and kick it? Why would you do that? An experienced player. I'm sorry. There's no excuse. Absolutely none whatsoever. You know what I mean? It's a joke. And I was just thinking, he's going to get a second yellow card and get sent off and ruin the game. I'll tell you, I would have actually deleted my whole channel, because the rage would have fucking went through me, because he would have thrown the game. He would have thrown it. But anyway, his goal. What a bleeding goal. I have to give it to him. Fair fucking play. It was a fucking screamer. I was sitting on my couch, right? Chilled out, relaxed, watching the game. Yeah, chill. Next thing, yeah, go on. He scored. Get up. I nearly went out the bleeding window. It was a fucking screamer, and I loved the camera action behind the goal where it actually bleeding burst the camera. It was brilliant, very good camera action. But yeah, I like a few people texted me during the game and stuff like that, and the what you call it, people just saying, Jesus, Arteta's fucking mouthy on the line. Like, how many instructions does he have to give? And it's sort of a thing that I have as well. Like, yeah, he does. Like, some managers, you see them, they just sit down for the whole game. Like, he was getting a bit involved as well with the was the penalty or the offside goal. I thought he was going to get booking there, because you can't really do that to like the referee to try and influence his decision. But I just want to hear a few comments here. Good man, Nilo. What's the crack, man? Hope you're doing well. Man, you are shit, Rafa. Not before Arteta. Big up, Dale, you legend. Continue the great work. Cheers, Lenny. Thanks a million, man, for tuning in. Fair play to you. Craig Malloy, what's the bleeding story? All right, big fella. Good man, Craig. Thanks a million for joining in. Good man, Paul. What's the crack? Go on, the boy. Great win for you. Yeah, it was. Like, and as I was saying, mate, it's like, geez, United are in a bad way. Like, I'm not worried about them, like, obviously, because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I think they will spend the money in the summertime. They'll have to spend a lot. I hear people saying 7 or 8 players. I think 10, 12 players, because like United, even Bruno Fernandes. Now, as I say, I don't watch much United games. I do watch when they're on telly and stuff like that. You got the United supporters that know more. I think Bruno Fernandes isn't all that. I don't think he's the answer for you. Wearing the captain's armband today, I didn't get that. I don't know why. Why wasn't Ronaldo the captain? I don't understand that. Fernandes, for me, the penalty was shit. His tackle he done was shit. You know, I don't get it. I don't get him. I don't like him. I don't like the fucking look of him. And he looks like a fucking moany bollocks as well. And he can't drive a fucking car to save his life. He's bleeding, crashing everywhere. Fucking clown. But anyway, yeah, that's him. It's all positive and loves and everything today. Like Paul's there. Smash the lights, baby. Go on. Get those Man U players out of the football club. Dale, can't wait for Ten Hag to clean up those imposters. Yeah, I think it's a good appointment for United fans. I really do. I think he's a good, clever manager. United need to fucking give him about 2 years, I think. I agree with what Jamie Carragher said. A big club like United, after a year, you sort of start seeing if the players are going to play for him, if the team is going to gel, by adding another 1 or 2 players in a transfer window. 2 years, 2.5 years, you should definitely know, because how many windows is that? That he's had. He surely should have the deadwood that he doesn't want at the club cleared out, and new players brought in. That's sort of my thinking. 2 years, 2.5 years. After that, I think he'll sort United out in 2 years, 2.5 years myself. If it's not working, then you know where did he go from there? Like, where do United actually go from there? But look, like Arsenal, you all know my opinion on Arsenal. United, such a big club. I don't. I think it's more important for Arsenal to get top four than United to get top four. And the reason why I'm saying that is because United do have the money, they have the fan base, they have everything there. Um, they can still attract top players because they're such a big club. They have such a big fan base. It's unbelievable. So I wouldn't worry for United fans. I'd worry for fucking Arsenal, being honest with you, because if they don't get it, it helps obviously to draw in the players because you have Champions League football. So, and plus the money. Because at the end of the day, and I keep saying it, the Kroenkes will eventually just dry up the money and just go, no, do you know what? We're not fucking throwing anything into this. You can survive on your own here. We'll just sit back in the States and on the ranch, fucking chasing fucking cows and whatever cowboys do. Craig Malloy, we would get absolutely nippled. Oh, nipped, ripped apart in the Champions League. Yeah, you're 100% right. I'll tell you, because that left hand side, Jesus Christ, we'd get fucking destroyed. Can you imagine the likes of Benzema and Haaland and, oh mate, Messi, fucking we get destroyed. You're 100% right, mate. A backup there in that position is needed. If not, like someone to actually fucking challenge Tierney to a spot because he was getting a bit comfortable, if you ask me. A bit too comfy, saying, "Yeah, there's no Tavares is fucking dirt. I'm easily a shoe in here." And once a player gets that in their mind, it's not good. Darren, what's the story, man? How are you keeping? Arteta's still not the man, sadly. Not convinced by that at all. Yeah, I'm the same. Look, I was on the stream last night with the boys, and we were sort of saying the same. He just does too much shouting and instructions and why and this and that and that. Surely you should have your tactics given, and all players have to stick to it. That's the tactics. This is what we've been working on all week, the whole week. And he's been given, the whole week. There's the tactics. This is our plan. But he's always up and down and left and right, and you know what I mean. It's just bleeding. It's just crazy, to be honest with you. Just gonna get this other Arteta got more lives than a cat. Exactly, yeah. Good man, Luca. Cheers, mate. Thanks for tuning in. You're gas. I'll tell you, so am I. And you've always been saying United will beat us, actually. But yeah, no, fair play. Thanks for tuning in, man. Games FC, what's that bleeding story with you? Big up, Del boy. We smashed it. Top four still on. Let's go. Exactly, top four is still on. It's in our hands now. We win all our games, we're in top four. But I can fucking guarantee you one thing: we won't win all our games if we can't beat Palace and Southampton, Brighton, and all this. And it's frustrating that we lost to them. Imagine winning them. 9 points. We'd be up now past Chelsea and all. You know what I mean? We'd be home and dry if we won them. Then say 3 games, 9 points. You know what I mean? It's so frustrating. And Luca, let's go. Another irrelevant win, and fans at the ground act like we've just won the league. This is it. McManus, this is it. This is the whole, right, relax, people, yeah. It's a win over United. About fucking time. We haven't won the league. Let's just fucking get on with things. I'm going to throw this fella in. What's the bleeding story? How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
All good, all good. How are you getting on? What did you make of that?
Well, the thing is, right, I'm half proud and half not, but I seriously think these players of Manchester United have down tools because since that Everton loss that we had, we've just been down the road, mate. And I feel sorry for the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. I feel sorry for the likes of David De Gea who have to sit with these bunch of charlatans in on the pitch, mate. And do you know what? We had chances, but I don't want people to think that we should have won that game. I feel like Arsenal should have won the game. They deserve to. Fair credit
Mm.
here. They deserve to. However, I still think that that Bruno penalty was just a joke. And I think Bruno being the captain after having such a poor season is just there's no point in that. You have a leader in Cristiano Ronaldo, and who is proven time and time again he's the greatest goal scorer in the world, and yet Bruno still gets the captain's armband. But I seriously think these players have down tools, and like I said to you on the chat, mate, what was it? This could lead to Arteta's 3-year contract, mate. So
Yeah, you're helping out big time, you know what I mean. But when you were saying there with Bruno, I was just saying, that fucking run up that drives me mad. If I'm a Man United fan, I'm going mad. Especially at that time of the game, you needed that penalty. If you got that goal, I think it was a completely different game.
100%, 100%. But I feel like it's also down to the management as well, giving Bruno the captain's armband, giving allowing Bruno to take that penalty. I feel like Ronaldo should have taken that penalty, to be honest.
Yeah, you should have. You should have. Darren, how are you keeping, man?
Yeah, not too bad, Del Boy. What's the game? Sorry, I'm out and about in a minute, so your
No, you're fine.
voice is a bit sort of crackly, but yeah, it's bittersweet again, isn't it? You go and see us beat United, and let's be having it that after all the aggro we've had with them over the years, it's great to see us put one over on them. But unfortunately, we can all see the cracks that are there. We could easily have lost that game today, quite easily. They had 2 or 3 very good penalty shouts, that were turned down. But what makes me annoyed is El Nenny's come in now for 2 games, and it's clear that he's more solid and stable than anything else we got. So
Yeah.
if Arteta's this clever manager, why is it taking him all this time to realise that? Why is he playing, with Lokonga and all these other combinations he had going on, especially in that 3-game series where we got battered by bang average sides? If he's so good, why? And my other bugbear is, all this business about cup finals, right? That's because the Arteta-ins know we can't string any consistency together. They're promoting, every game's a cup final because they know if they have to do a consistent run, they can't handle it. They bottle it. They crack. Because they got these inflated egos about how really good they are. They turn up against the Crystal Palaces and the Brightons and the Southamptons, and they bottle it. And again, today's game, we could easily have lost. And in that winning run we had going on, we were winning games 1-0, 2-1, and in them Aston Villa games and that, we could easily have lost all them games. So there you go. But I tell you what, we're top 4, so what are we worried about?
Yeah. Exactly, Darren. I'm telling you now. Like your thing there with when you're saying about El Neni as well, I 100% agree with you, man. Like Smith Rowe and Martinelli was the exact same thing. He sort of fell into. He had to make that choice. I think there was injuries and stuff like that, and people were screaming out to get these players playing. I think it was last year or whatever, the year before or whatever. But yeah, you're 100% right. He was sort of pushed into making the El Neni decision. I was saying at my start, start of December, I think it was. I was saying we need to get him in because Lokonga isn't good enough, you know. But look, this is it. Kyle, what's the story, man? How are you keeping? Kyle,
Sorry, Dale, I didn't get any of that, mate. I think it's because it's where I am. I think there's a poor reception here, but. Anyway, I'll try and pop on a bit later on. Thanks, guys, for having me on.
No problem, mate.
Let's see you on the next one. Cheers.
Take care. Bye-bye. What's the story, lads? He's all right? Kyle, can your sound gone, is it? Hold on. Try. If you try and log out and log back in, I think that might work. Sorry, 1 second there. What's the story, bud? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Good win for us today. Massive win in terms of top 4.
Yeah, great win.
We now need to hope that Brentford can beat Spurs and then we're 3 points clear. I think it's massive. I think we didn't play great, but I think we managed to grind that out, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. And what did you? Who was your man of the match today?
I'm gonna say Xhaka. I think the midfield today was really good, and that goal was superb. I think it must have been from about 20 yards out. To do that is really good.
Oh, mate, it was a screamer of a goal. I must say, I jumped out of the chair. It was an absolute great goal. I thought as well. I'd say my man of the match. I'd give it to Odegaard. I thought he played really well today. The balls he was giving in was really good and stuff like that. What did you think of him?
I think he played really well. I think he created a couple of decent chances. But I think I could see why you said he's man of the match. But I think Xhaka just did really well in the midfield today.
Yeah, fair play. Yoshi, what did you think? Who would your man of the match be?
Xhaka, to be honest, that goal was just sublime, and I felt like overall, I felt he won the midfield battle against us. I mean, when you come against an absolute idiot in McTominay and a 37-year-old in Matic, you can easily win the midfield battle. So I think Xhaka for me.
Yeah, Kyle, can you hear us now? Or
I can hear you now, Dale. Yeah.
What's the story? How are you keeping?
I might have been a busy man there, Dale, so I didn't really get to see much of the game at all today. But I was keeping an eye on the score, and I couldn't believe when I saw 3-1 at the end. And what was the story? Did they play well, Dale, or what was the crack, man?
Yeah, like look, both defenses were brutal today. United's were just as bad as ours. I thought, Tavares, I thought was useless today. But the midfield, I have to give Shaka was very good today, and then he done the job. Odegaard, I thought was brilliant. He was my man in the match. He was doing the balls he was giving in and great passing. You know, um, Eddie done okay. He done enough, to warrant to stay on. I think they were going to take him off until Saka got injury, and I'm not sure what the story is with that. If he's going to be out for long, but he sat on the ground and he was the one who get me off, and then Rob Hairline came on in his place, but they were going to take off Eddie instead. So Martinelli came on, didn't really he done okay. He didn't really set the whole place alight. But yeah, that's pretty much it. AFC, do you want to say anything else on that there? On what I said?
Well, I think now 4 spots is really in our hands again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's completely just down to us now. We win all our games for top 4.
I did not expect them to beat Man United today.
Well, I did, to be honest. Like,
I
we
know
have been
United are a
awful,
very
man.
poor side, but I actually didn't think we would have it in us to beat them today. Now that's two very good results, one after another.
Exactly.
So so it's up to ourselves, lads. We have to get 4 spot,
Yeah.
To be fair, I think we got quite lucky today. With
Sorry?
the Fernandez missed penalty as well, and also I think Dalot hit the bar twice. To be fair, we got quite lucky. So
Yeah. Yoshi,
Fernandez missed the penalty.
yeah, Fernandez missed the penalty. I'm like Kyle, Yoshi here beside me. He's a Man United supporter, so take it easy on him. Take it easy, guys. So, what do you, Yoshi? What do you think needs to be done for United now? Like, how many players are you talking?
Well, literally, I personally think 9 or 10, to be honest. But with this board, with this ownership, I don't believe we will get 10 players. I'm just happy we got a manager in Ten Hag that promotes youth, that can coach these players. Because personally, I believe some of these players haven't got the coaching, but that's not an excuse. Like, you shouldn't, like, games against Liverpool, Everton, you should be turning up for them. You shouldn't be downing your tools. And personally, I feel like Bruno today, shocking. Tellez, don't even get me started on him. Tellez, awful. Like, there are some, like, I feel like we could have got something from that game, but individuals cost us that game. However, you thoroughly deserved it, to be honest. But like you said, I feel like we need 10 players in. The question is, can we get them in? The thing is, with Champions League, right? Players will be attracted with the Champions League football. So say if like Darwin Núñez, that Benfica striker, is linked with Arsenal and Man United, I think he'd rather go Arsenal because of the Champions League football, to be honest. It's going to be hard, but personally, 9 or 10 players for me.
Wow. What do you think? Do you think AFC? Do you think players would be attracted more to Arsenal now or Man United if we get Champions League?
I think if we get Champions League, we'll be more attractive. Because of course we're playing Champions League, and also I think United are a bit of a mess, to be fair. So I think we'll be more attractive. But the thing is, do we have the money for it? Just because Kroenke, he has a history of not giving us much money. So that's the question, if he will give us the money and the support.
Yeah, I suppose we'll probably know more about we should know more already. But what I mean by what I'm saying is, if they want this club to push on and win a league, they need to throw a lot of money at us. And I'm still saying if we get Champions League football, they need to spend another 150, 200 million. I honestly do. Kyle, what do you make of that, or how much do you think we need, and what positions?
Well, first of all, we need to get Champions League football. That's number one. Let's not get carried away just yet.
Yeah.
And until then, we won't be attracting the best players in Europe. You have to have Champions League football for that. The other key factor to Dale is the top players. They will choose Liverpool, Man City, I think, ahead of Arsenal, even if we do get the top 4. So there's a couple of key factors to it for the top players. And we need top players to compete to win Premier League titles and European competitions. But we're giving ourselves a good chance here now to get the Champions League spot. But I think that we definitely need a whole new backline. I said this the other night.
Yeah.
Tavares is not good enough. Cedric is not good enough. Ben White is not good enough. Gabriel is a squad player, in my opinion. Holden, not good enough. I don't know what the story is about Saliba. Is he going to come back now in the summer, or what the story is? He's a good player, that fella. The other thing is midfield. From all accounts, Shaki did very well today. But that's his first good game in the last 2 years. So Shaki, for me, is the first one that needs to leave the club. El Neni he gets in there, he does a good job, but he's not the answer. So there's two midfielders. Now I know we have Thomas Partey, but we need a world-class midfielder to be there with Partey, beside Partey. We have Saka, Smith Rowe, Pepe, Martinelli. So I think all the white players could be all right, but I still get another one in there. And the strike force has to be sorted. We need 2-3 strikers then. That's not good enough. Eddie and Keith, not good enough. Who else have we got? Like, we need 3 top strikers to compete.
Yeah, well, I suppose.
So you're talking 300-400 million there, man.
Yeah, that won't happen.
And that's not going to happen.
Would you just because Yoshi's here? Would you take Rashford?
I want to put Rashford on a pub team. Seriously, he's after falling apart. Maybe Rashford needs to leave Manchester United.
Maybe he has to. I had enough of him. Like we give him 250 grand a week, right? He ain't a 250 grand a week player. He's a 250 grand a week person, mate. Feeding all those kids and that. Yeah,
he's so lazy. That's the problem.
Yeah,
mate, he can't be asked. He can't be asked.
Yeah, he's just like I think he's more interested. He's more interested in his public appearance and all this shite there. I'll just give K2 a big shout out, mate. Hope you're doing well.
I was looking at Man United there, and Yoshi, my brother's a huge Man United fan, and that is the worst Man United.
What's up, Del boy?
What's the story, Kieran? You keeping well?
Yeah, good man. Yeah.
Nietzsche, what's the story? Well, what did you think of that today?
Yeah, thought Arsenal done well, performed well, played all right. 2 really poor sides. Realistically, could have been more goals involved in it. But I've got to say, United are terrible, aren't they?
Yeah,
midfield was not even anyone tried to block Jack's shot. They only moved out of the way for the shot. Their midfield is really, really poor. Their attack line, Ronaldo is doing it on his own, really. But and defensively, they're fucking shocking.
Yeah.
People talking about Ten Hag coming in. Ten Hag has managed Utrecht. He's managed fucking Dallas Cowboys or something. He's not a top class manager either. I think they're going to struggle. I'll give it 6 months and the fans will be on his back by getting them bleeding out.
And
then they'll probably get on top of the Glazers then, because the Glazers are only giving them 100 billion, I think, to spend. But they're still not happy with them. Like.
Yeah. Yoshi, I'll let you come at him there. What do you have to say to him?
On the fan base thing, you're absolutely right, mate. Yeah, 6 months. This fan base will not have patience with him. I personally, I'll be patient as long as I can, to be honest. I'll give him 3 to 4 years. I'm all right. But the thing is, with the fan base, I remember I think last season, like people were comparing Bruno Fernandes to Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, first of all, they're 2 different players, because one is world class and one's just an overrated charlatan, to be honest. I said it weeks ago. Bruno Fernandes, right, should be dropped out of that team. He's petulant, he's moaning, he's just annoying. So, and with the fan base, you're absolutely right, mate. 6 months, mate. If he loses 2 or 3 and then just keeps drawing or gets 1 win, this fan base will not be patient. They'll be saying Tang hang out, Twitter will be exploding. You're absolutely right, mate.
AFC, I'll bring you in there. What do you make of United?
I think they're a bit of a mess, defensively they're absolutely shocking. That first goal should never be allowed to happen. I think their fan base is not patient at all. If they had any patience, they wouldn't be doing the things that they are, to especially Harry Maguire. And I just think, their squad simply isn't good enough. Ranić isn't good enough. But I think with Ten Hag, they've got themselves a chance of getting back into European spots, in terms of Champions League, because he's a very good manager. We saw what he did with Ajax, which was, really good. So they got a chance next season of doing something good, but they need investment.
Yeah,
Del
and
boy.
also, sorry, go on.
Go on,
Del,
yeah.
like, you've just been watching. Obviously, we watched Carragher and Neville. And I remember when Neville kept saying, United didn't want Conte. We don't want Conte. He's not the type of manager we want. We have to go out and get a world-class, proven manager. And I just think Ten Hag has done okay. Don't forget, can you name any other manager that has managed Ajax in the last... I think the only other one I know that actually managed Ajax was your man that went to Spurs. What was his name, Del?
Ajax.
The Dutch guy.
The striker, was it?
No, the manager. No, the manager went to Spurs from Ajax.
It wasn't your man, that strike manager, Christian something, was it?
Yeah, he went on. He managed the Dutch team as well. But again,
Yeah.
I just don't think Ajax are a great club. They've done some really, really good things. But none of the managers have ever been hugely successful when they've left. I think Ten Hag is done all right with them. I think the step up to Man United is fucking huge. Like, Man United are one of the biggest clubs in the world. Ajax have a great youth policy. Managerial wise, I just don't think he's going to have the experience, especially coming into the Premier League. I just think he's going to struggle in his first while. And I think when he's at Ajax and he has a group of young lads and he's training them and he's nurturing them in, when you go to United, you've fellas that are fucking getting paid millions of pounds and they're getting paid huge money. You big personalities, you big money. It's like Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is getting played every single week, only because of his the value that's paid from. If they'd have bought him for $5 million, he'd be out of the team months ago. He'd be sold.
If he came
Because
from
they paid 80
Sunderland,
million from a Jewish. Sorry, pal, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if he came from Sunderland for around £2 million, he wouldn't be in that team. And your point about Ajax, yeah, 100%. The thing is, Ajax and Manchester United are two different animals, mate. Manchester United have been in the ruins since 2005, since the Glazer ownership took over. It's only because we had David Gill and Sir Alex Ferguson that were actually making us successful at that point. And you're absolutely right. Ten Hag, yeah, he's an okay manager. He's an upcoming manager. But the thing is, I keep remembering when Louis van Gaal literally said to Ten Hag, don't go to a commercial club. Don't go to a business. Go stay at where you are and wait a few years to go to a football club. And like you said, mate, like, what was it? Ajax and Manchester United, yeah, Ajax have an incredible youth system, but look at how they run. Look at this. Look at their structure. We do not have a structure. We are a business filled with bankers in charge who only care about clicks, likes, shares, social media interaction. That is it. So yeah, do you know what? I just want us to hit the reset button, but I know it's going to take 10 years to at least get back to where we want to be. But with top four, say around 2 or 3 years, mate, because Newcastle are just going up. Newcastle are going up. If you keep investing right, you're going to go up as well. And Conte, even with Spurs, they're going to go up as well. West Ham, who knows? So for top four, I think 2 or 3 years. But to get to where we really want to be, around 9 or 10, to be honest.
Wow.
Del boy, thanks for having me on, pal. I've got a keg of Guinness. I've got to start drinking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Get me ready for the boxing later. So I'll chat to you later. Thanks for having me on. Talk to you soon.
Take care. All the best. Good man. Good points. He's a Liverpool supporter there, so I had to let him in and just give him his point of view. Go ahead, Kyle.
Man United is like Arsenal. They've lost the values of the club. They've signed their signings have been an absolute disgrace over the last few years. Harry Maguire was never he was never an £85 million defender. Paul Pogba is the most overrated player I ever came across. Now the unfortunate thing about that, he can play football. He was like Ozil, that boy. They can play football, but he's just not bothered. That was no injury against Liverpool. He didn't want to be on the field other nights.
Yeah.
Got an injury. He comes out the field. Man United has to sign a lot of players at that club before they can even talk about competing again. Bruno Fernandes has been an absolute disgrace this season.
And the thing is, fans are going to back Bruno Fernandes, because he somewhat saved our season, getting top 4 twice. Whereas I only care about the trophies, to be honest. Trophies say a lot. Top 4, that's what is it? Third, fourth, second loser? Like, what's that about? And the thing is, with the Pogba thing, yeah, absolutely, 6 years, and he's done nothing. And I personally think, like, we've only signed big name players, not the players that have potential to go up. Like Ronaldo. What is he? He wasn't in our plans. We just got him because City were trying to get him.
Yeah.
Pogba, he wasn't even a Mourinho type player. I don't think he was. That was a marquee signing. Di Maria, he wanted to go PSG, couldn't find a move there, so he went to us. And Falcao, there's so many of these players that are just marquee signings. And do you know what that equals to? Social media interaction, clicks, likes, and shares. That is all it is.
Yeah. Look, come here.
But-
Guys, I'm going to have to cut it short. I have to go for a pint or two. Warm up for the fight later on. I really appreciate you coming on. I really do. So I'm going to, Yoshi, you were in first. Do you want to shout out your socials or anything like that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You don't have to. It's up to you. I'll just give everyone an opportunity.
Yeah, sure. How do I do that? Sorry.
No, just shout it out. Just say where they can find you and stuff.
My Instagram is Mr. Morningstar 66666.
Okay. AFC, do you want to shout out?
I'll go follow AFC 1886 News. That's
Yeah, fair play. And Kyle, what's the story?
Exactly what says the title. Kyle Walsh Arsenal, YouTube. Both.
Yeah.
Dale, I'm still working on sorting out that one. I'll give you a text later on, buddy, and I'll talk to you in more detail.
No problem at all. And please
Thanks so much, man, for having me.
No problem at all. And we keep doing this after every show and stuff like that. I might drop a video tomorrow or something like that. But I'm on Warren's Team Talks on Tuesday. If you really want to know the Del boy, who's this fella behind the screen and stuff like that, you know. I'm on Warren's on Tuesday. And please, as it says in the description down there, subscribe to Warren and Jez's channels. They're doing deadly stuff. And Warren is actually live now at the minute. So please drop over to him. Tell him Del Boy sent you. Thanks a million for everyone for subscribing and tuning in and liking the video and sharing. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the fight later on if you're watching it. Come on, the